Hello there, Tony Linus with the October 14 Australian Market Report for ABN Newswire. And profit taking ahead of US corporate earnings. US stocks closed mixed overnight as investors took profit ahead of the wave of corporate earnings, offset by the news of an acquisition in the technology sector. The Dow index ended slightly lower, while the tech-heavy Nasdaq composite was up on Cisco's deal to purchase Starent Networks. The Australian market yesterday finished higher as the foreign funds inflows supported the financials and resources sectors. The benchmark S&P ASX 200 index rose 45.9 points, or 0.97% to 4,785.7 points, while the broader All Ordinaries index gained 44.3 points, or 0.93%, to 4,789.8 points. Turning to key economic facts and figures, the National Australia Bank survey showed that business confidence in Australia fell 4 points to 14 points in September, significantly reversing the 8-point surge in August. The fall in confidence was heavily concentrated in manufacturing, wholesale and retail sectors, while the only sector to strengthen was construction, which it says was probably related to the federal government's $20 billion Australian infrastructure program. On Tuesday, the Westpac Melbourne Institute survey of consumer sentiment for October is released. The index soared 17% in October to 121.4 points, the highest since June 2007. The rise in consumer confidence has been helped by the low interest rates and a surprise fall in the jobless rate. In mergers and acquisition news, Rio Tinto has doubled its stake in Canada's Ivanhoe mines to 19.7%. The company completed the purchase of about 46.3 million Ivanhoe shares at $8.38 US each. The move comes a week after Mongolia's government signed an investment agreement for Ivanhoe's $4 billion US Oyu Tolgoi copper gold mine. Under the arrangement with Ivanhoe, Rio Tinto can raise its Ivanhoe stake to almost 47%. Now, important corporate news, and electronics retailer Clive Peters says it cannot explain a rise in its share price since last Friday. The company also says it's too early to give any earnings guidance for the first half of 2009-2010. The company says it was unable to quantify its operating profit before abnormal items for the half year to December 31, or say if it would vary from the previous corresponding period by more than 15%. Media investment company Macquarie Media Group yesterday says that American Consolidated Media, its regional newspaper business in the United States, may not comply with a key leverage covenant on its $133.7 million US business level bank facility. Macquarie Media has no plans to provide any parent level cash injections or other financial support or guarantee to ACM or its lenders. The board of Fairfax Media has named Roger Corbett its new chairman. Mr Corbett will replace Ron Walker, who is retiring on October 30. The Australian Securities and Investment Commission has fined the Commonwealth Bank $100,000 Australian over its alleged failure to meet continuous disclosure obligations in the Corporations Act, stemming from the bank's capital raising in December 2008. CBA says the payment was not an admission of liability and cannot be regarded as a finding the bank contravened the Corporations Act. CSL Limited says the growing success of its business overseas could affect its annual profit, and it would not frank its interim dividend as a result. But with 80% of the group's sales now deriving from offshore, the current exchange rate could hurt its profit. I'm Tony Linus, and this has been the Australian Market Report for ABN Newswire.